Tom Brady has announced his retirement from the NFL. I'm not going to be one of those media goofs that says, well, what type of retirement is this? No, I'm taking the man at my word, even though I am dressed up like John Fetterman again. Let's play Brady's retirement, Dylan. He announced it this morning, looks like from a beach in Miami.
Good morning, guys. I'll get to the point right away. I'm retiring for good. I know the process was a pretty big deal last time, so when I woke up this morning, I figured I'd just press record and let you guys know first. So I won't be long-winded. I think you only get one super emotional retirement essay, and I used mine up last year. So really thank you guys so much, to every single one of you, for supporting me, my family, my friends, my teammates, my competitors. I could go on forever. There's too many. Thank you guys for allowing me to live my absolute dream. I wouldn't change a thing. Love you all.
Well, there's a lot of interesting stuff in there. First off, we did not allow anybody to live their absolute dream. What Tom Brady did was put in more hard work and dedication than 99.9999999% of us would ever put into any occupation, whether it was physical, whether it was mental, whether it was diet, whether it was health, conditioning, studying, you name it. Tom Brady did it. And so it really doesn't have anything to do with, quote, you guys, us guys. I mean, that dude went to work. And I got to tell you, there's a lot of things I respect about the guy, but the two things that I respect most are, number one, the work that he put in. I mean, people make fun of the TB12 stuff, right? It's crazy. You don't eat a cheeseburger. You don't do this. You don't do that. Well, if you want greatness with basically an ordinary man, then guess what? You got to do those things. I get a kick out of certain things. LeBron James always says, well, I'm not supposed to be here. That's crap. In fifth grade, LeBron James was about 6 foot, 280 pounds, and he never stopped growing. Tom Brady, when you look back at all that he was coming out of Michigan, scrawny, skinny, looked like every single guy, man, you got to do something different, and he did. The second thing that I admire about Tom Brady, and I believe Tom Brady is unlike really any other, is the mental toughness of Tom Brady. We all love Peyton Manning. We love Peyton Manning maybe more now because of his commercials, and Peyton Manning, I would argue, is as good a quarterback as any, but Tom Brady's mental toughness, Tom Brady's ability to come through in the clutch, to be calm, to make the right plays every time, daggone near, and never ever quit is amazing to me. Tom Brady, to me, those two things set him apart. Yes, he's got all kind of records. Yes, he's a 5-time Super Bowl MVP, 7-time Super Bowl champ, 15-time Pro Bowl, 286 wins, regular postseason, 737 career touchdown passes, all the things that make him 3-time MVP, all the things that make him the GOAT. But I'm telling you, in my mind, and if I'm getting older now, but if I ever went back into coaching, I swear to God, I would be so meticulous in finding out two things about a player. Number one, how dedicated are they really? Everybody likes to get in the gym and shoot jump shots, but how dedicated are they really? You see Tom Brady right there coming out of Michigan as a quarterback that had to fight a guy named Drew Hansen. Drew Hansen, for those of you that don't know, was like Gil Thorpe, the greatest athlete in the history of Michigan. Does he play baseball? Does he play football? He goes to Michigan. He plays both. He goes to the Tigers, blah, 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 blah. And Brady just hung in there. He doesn't even look like the same guy, and you know what? He shouldn't. He shouldn't. We all shouldn't. In my case, I look fatter. In his case, he looks better. We all get it. But man, oh man, you got to love the fact that Tom Brady now decides to retire, and you got to love the fact that he's self-aware enough to do it. And of course, the Dennis Dodds of the world, the Pete Priscos of the world, and all the little media guys, well, is this for real? Well, that just means he's going to Miami next year, blah, 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 blah. Shut up. So easy, it's so typical, it's so what they are, but respect to Tom Brady as the GOAT retiring. Now, let's go through a couple of things. This man went to 10 Super Bowls? Now, I just want you to think about that for just a second. 10 Super Bowls. There's the 7 rings. People get all shot in the backside when you lose, right? They act like, whoa, it's a failure when you lose. Are you insane? Are you absolutely just getting to a Super Bowl? Getting to the Super Bowl is nuts. It's hard. That's right. When people always talk about the Buffalo Bills, well, you know, they lost 4 Super Bowls. They're going way back to Purple People Eaters, Bud Grant, Minnesota Vikings. Well, they lost. Are you insane? Are you crazy? That's for people that don't understand anything about sports. It is so difficult. People say, well, you couldn't win the big one. Really? He won the AFC or NFC championship to get to the Super Bowl. It's hard, man. And this dude went to 10. I would argue it was the perfect marriage. I wasn't inside it. I know people that coached during Brady's time with Belichick. I got to know Belichick going way back. But I didn't know him when he was the coach of the freaking New England Patriots. I knew him when he was defensive coordinator of the Giants. But people say it's the perfect match, and let me tell you why I agree. If you've ever seen Tom Brady or Michael Jordan or Derek Jeter, I don't know Jeter's as well. I haven't studied it. But Jordan and Brady, the one thing that stands out to you is they're both coachable. There's an iconic picture of Michael Jordan on his knee in a game staring right at Dean Smith when he was in college. And Brady has been anything, but he has been coachable. And it's amazing how folks don't understand that. The greatest of all time in each sport, I bet you money if you ask any of the people that coach them, the first thing they would say, well, they might get into hard work, they might get into all the things, but coachability. Brady, what did he do on the sideline? He sat there and he looked with Josh McDaniels. Now, that's what he did. He looked at whatever it was. Now, it's the Microsoft screen, the iPad that they look at, but he was coachable. And it's amazing to me that your kid isn't coachable. It's amazing to me that when you look at kids today and you look at kids of my age and you look at kids of all age, coachability is never, ever, ever the first thing we hear about now with great basketball players or great football players. We hear about the brand. We hear about douches. We hear all the crap. Coachability of Tom Brady. You won't hear one person say it today. You won't. Maybe later on in the day when everybody kind of runs out of things to say, but that is number one to me. I mean, listen, yes, he worked hard. I talked about that. Yes, the mental toughness. But that dude wanted to be coached. That dude wanted somebody to improve. And I got to tell you, you'll hear Josh McDaniels at some point today because coaches must talk about themselves, talk about how Tom Brady made him a better coach. And then people will ridicule Josh McDaniels for saying that because, well, frankly, Josh McDaniels hasn't been that successful as a head coach, but there's a lot of factors that go into being a head coach. Let me tell you what I mean by Josh McDaniels saying that Brady made him a better coach. He knew, as did Clyde Christensen with the Indianapolis Colts, that Tom Brady, Peyton Manning were going to be prepared for every meeting that they had. There was going to be seriousness, there was going to be fun, there was going to be strategy, there was going to be individual improvement in all of the meetings. And guess what? As a coach, you better be ready for it. There are some players that are going to BS you, so the coach knows, he's going to BS me. Nothing I say is going to get through, so I can BS him back. Not with Brady. No, sir. Not with Manning. No, sir. You had to prepare like it was a game to go into a meeting with Tom Brady. That's what every single guy, and I know 3 that coached with the Belichick-Brady intact team. They all said the same thing. You had to be prepared. Hell, I remember talking to Ted Karras Sr., the guy we had on the show. His son, Jr. played when Brady was with Belichick, and that's all they talked about. Man, Brady is ready. Man, Brady is this. Brady is prepared. And that is huge. You can't wing it and be the greatest. We have the greatest show in the mornings, and we don't wing it. Basically, it's Aaron, myself, and Dylan, and Ryan, and we're all day going back and forth. You think all this just shows up? No. Preparation, baby. The will to win is important, but it's the will to prepare to win that very few have. And Brady prepared. So you'll hear that from that guy right there, Josh McDaniels. You'll hear idiots make fun of Brady. All right, let's look at the record. 7-time Super Bowl champ, 5-time Super Bowl MVP, 3-time league MVP. You see first all-time in yards. You see first all-time regular season touchdown passes, first all-time playoff passing yards, first all-time in playoff TDs. And now look, were I to be a football player or were I to be an NBA player, the most important thing to me would be playoff records. Now, it's different. I get it. You play more games now. You didn't play as many when Bart Starr and Dan Marino were slinging the caca, but they did. Now you're playing. But everybody else has opportunity to do what Brady did, and no one did it. When you heard it this morning, what did you think?
I was sad. Not thrilled, because the NFL is diminished now. It's lessened. The greatest of all time has moved on. And it's for real this time. He's not coming back. That was pretty obvious from his somber tone and demeanor during his, video. He's thought about this the last 2 weeks, Dan. And it wasn't a decision of, am I going to keep playing and where do I go? It was a decision of, do I return to the Buccaneers or go on to other things outside of football? And so the fact that he's not going to play anymore, it doesn't make me happy. I don't think it should make any NFL fan happy. And it turns the Tampa Bay Buccaneers into, back to what they were before he arrived, which is a middling, trying to get above water franchise. Think about that. Before Tom Brady arrived in Tampa in 2020, they were 7-9 in 2019. And he shows up and they win the Super Bowl. If you need any sort of perspective and any sort of idea of what Tom Brady means, that's it right there. You're not good. You're under 500 without him. He shows up. You win the Super Bowl. Case closed.
Hey, thanks for watching Don't At Me with me, Dan Dakich. Make sure to like, subscribe, or click the notification bell for more of my beautiful face. Check out my full show to my right, or watch this other video. See ya.